Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be build update number 1 on my Team Associated RC8B3e. Now this is Team Associated's brand new 1/8 scale E-Buggy or electric buggy. So I went ahead and I'm making kind of a pit stop here before I start to get into the center diff, the motor mount, getting into the servo selection. So wanted to kind of take you guys through how the build has went so far. So pretty much got the front clip, the rear clip, both of the chassis braces on, and now we're ready to start on to the center diff section of this. So all in all, everything has went really good with this kit. Now being a brand new release kit, I found a couple little mistakes in the owner's manual, but nothing that a novice or even expert RC builder can get around. So I wanted to point out a few of those things that I found and kind of go from there. So all in all, great layout of the kit. Of course, with the pillow ball front suspension, it is quite detailed here on the front, and that kind of took me some getting used to, being that I haven't actually built a pillow ball suspension kit before. And I've built a couple of like pre-assembled kits and also some kits that had like components that were pre-assembled. So once I got into some of this section right here, actually mounting the pillow balls and getting them set up correctly, you know, it took me a little bit of a learning curve to get that perfectly done. What I've got to say so far is the part quality is absolutely top notch. From the carbon fiber top plate, machined aluminum front and rear shock towers, the chassis is just a work of art, and then all of the extra bells and whistles that I found here on this team kit. Now pretty much all of your toe blocks are all blue anodized machined aluminum. So you have the front, the rear here on the front. You also have the top here that goes for the top A-arms up here, or upper arms, and then both of the rears are also aluminum, so every point of contact is aluminum, which is pretty cool. Then you get all of this extra aluminum here with the aluminum hexes right here, the 17mm hexes, all the screws that go in for the pillow ball, and even these little caps right here, which are pretty cool. So these kind of just go onto the plastic to give it kind of a nice mounting point. Now the steering assembly is super nice. Also, pretty much all aluminum. You have steel posts here, and it rides on aluminum cylinder on the far right here, and then the Ackerman bar is aluminum as well, machined aluminum. So pretty nice all the way around. I mean, nothing that I would say, yeah, this needs to be upgraded here. Even down to the hardware. All of the hardware on every Team Associated kit that I built is just top notch. My MIP drivers fit in it perfectly. They seem to be a little bit better quality than a lot of the other kits that I've assembled before. So real quick, let's take a look through the manual here. Great manual from Team Associated. They do a great job of really kind of outlining everything. Now the one thing that they do have is kind of like a one-to-one little hardware scale view here in the very beginning, and although it would be nice if it was on each step to show you what pieces you need, at least they do have that in the front kind of legend here at the front of the owner's manual. Now I've highlighted a few things that I just wanted to mention to you guys, and we'll kind of go through these things step by step. There was a supplement that was actually attached to my center diff bag that just tells you to use a different gasket, so pay attention to that when you're building your kit. On here to underside of the actual Servo Saver system, this kind of nut that goes on here actually clamps down, which is nice. I was about ready to get my Loctite out to Loctite that nut down, but it's actually a clamping design similar to like a 12mm hex or that type of design. So pretty cool design on that. Over here, huge, monstrous screws that go, or set screws that go into the universals for both the front and rear universals. Nice, you know, added item there. Over here, the racer's tip to use black grease to lube the diff ring and the pinion. Not really a racer's tip. That should be just anyone's tip. So I thought that was kind of funny there. Now one thing that was kind of threw me for a loop here are these droop screws. And now they show you a picture of it, but they don't tell you exactly what size it is. And then referring back over here to the owner's legend, there's not really a mention of what size they are, but I can tell you that the droop screws are just slightly different in color. They're more brownish than black in color, so keep that in mind when you're building your kit. So there was a couple of screws that were real similar, and I was kind of, thrown for a loop there on that portion of it. On down here to, they use these kind of lock nuts that go into the plastic, and I didn't quite have a good feeling about it going in, and yeah, the lock nut started to move once it started to get kind of tight, so I had to kind of put a screwdriver in there to just block the lock nut from moving around in the plastic. So maybe some better plastic in the future, we'll have to see on that one, but in the end I did get it tight. It worked out pretty good. So I'm up to just building the rear and steering turnbuckles, and I've got to say the steering turnbuckles are just super nice. They went on perfectly. The measurements were perfect, but it was a little bit cumbersome trying to mount the turnbuckles because the ball ends are actually pre-mounted, or not pre-mounted, you mount them before, and to snap those on, you're going to start marring the finish of your aluminum. So kind of put some rubber on top and then snap those things in with some pliers. So just keep that in mind when you're building yours. All is good. So right here, I'm about ready to start the center bulkhead, or bag M as in Mary, and we'll kind of go from there. So that'll be in build update number 2. Let's get this thing a little bit closer here so you can kind of see just how everything looks. God, look at all that blue factory team aluminum right there, just all over the place. Nice shock towers here. These are aluminum as well, machined aluminum. They're black, so they're kind of stealth. And the rear tower is actually pretty small in comparison to a lot of the other buggies on the market. So that great kind of drilling out of the aluminum chassis there, super nice. Take a look at the underside here as my universals kind of click around. Super nice finish on this thing. Kind of hate to get it all messed up. Now you do get mud guards that are included here. Kind of see those here on the back. They're kind of like a softer plastic. And one of the steps I've done already was to go ahead and mount the wing. The wing feels a little bit flexible and a little bit thinner than what I would like. It's definitely not a Proline wing. I thought it was maybe a Proline wing that kind of came with the kit, since it does have a Proline body, but it is not. So anyways, guys, that is my update here, build update number 1 on my RC8B3e. I can't wait to get this thing going. I'm going to build right after I turn the stop button on my camera here and keep this thing going. Well, guys, comments, questions on down below, and as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.